Mr. Kennedy, and he has a lot to say to everyone out there watching. He's going to be on Wrestling with Savage. Stop yelling so much. Why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? I'm excited. You're watching this. This is Mr. Kennedy taking a chop from Savage. He just gave me a nice stiff one. Nice stiff one. Oh. Solid. So I appreciate you, brother.
You're watching Wrestling with Savage, the best late night wrestling show in the world.
I say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, Pride say you live by the champ. Her last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Because they are the best tag team in the world. Tag team.
My honor to be a guest on your show.
Christmas fully ready. Good job, Savage. It's the best hat in pro wrestling. Take that fucking Raw man, yeah. Raw fuck.
It's MDK and Wrestle with Savage all fucking day.
Okay. What we got over here?
Well, what do we got over here? Have your cake and eat it too.
Look at any.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, Pride say you live by the champ. Her last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage.
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wrestling with Savage. Very special episode for everybody here today. Let's lower that music so we can make sure you hear everybody that I'm about to bring into the room, because it's about to get wild right now. First, let's bring in the Storm. Alpha, welcome to Wrestling with Savage. Absolute honor to have you here with me. We're going to bring in Snitsky, Luscious Crow, Phil Insane, the Notorious Vinny. Are we missing anybody? I think we got everybody over here. Crow, I don't see where Crow is, but he'll be back. Playboy, and we got Playboy, and these guys are all here to talk about. He'll be back. Don't worry about him. We're going to be talking about Evil Intent Battlefield Pro Wrestling coming up January 29th. And real quick, I'm just going to throw it out there right now so everybody knows what's up. In this video, at the bottom of the description, there are links there. You can go buy tickets right now at the Battlefield Pro Wrestling 2. You can check them out on Facebook. All the links are there. You can also, if you want to become a professional wrestler, all the links are in the video. You can follow Alpha on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course, go pick up his merch. And we'll be dropping more links the rest of the night, but let's get right into it. We have these men here. Alpha, what's going on, man? Why don't you tell us a little bit about Evil Intent? Headlining over there, you got Phil Insane, Tommy Dreamer, Snitsky. Snitsky, what's going on? You're taking on Vargas?
What's up, guys? First of all, just want to say thanks for having me. Alpha Jr., love yous. Just love chilling here at the Snitsky Palace. My wife's sleeping on the couch. She's getting old, but
Copy that. It's okay.
Nah, I'm just teasing. She's actually rubbing my foot as I'm doing this.
Oh, wow. That sounds nice. My wife does that sometimes, but only if I give her a good back rub first. But, you know, you got it like that. I like it. So why don't you tell me a little bit about Evil Intent and what you're going to do to Mr. Vargas? Because I've seen Vargas wrestle live, and he's a big boy, too. I mean, I know you're a big boy. But what do you have planned for Vargas on January 29th?
Well, I'm on a top secret mission, so I can't give away all the details, but I will say this. Whatever happens to Vargas on January 29th at Battlefield Pro Wrestling in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, it's not my fault.
I kind of feel bad for Vargas right now. He's had a good career thus far, and maybe he's going to run into that Snitsky train, and that might get derailed. Oh, man, that's going to be a pretty good match. And like I said, guys, you can go buy the tickets right now.
Hey, get those tickets, stop by, get them while you can, because from what I've heard, we have a sellout for the first couple rows. You don't want to miss this show. Vargas, unfortunately for you, your career is going to come to a screeching halt Sunday, January 29th, when I clothesline your freaking head off, just like I did to Paul London back at the Royal Rumble back in the day. So you better bring your A game, you better eat your Wheaties, and you better be ready, because if you're not, your ass is going to get kicked all over Broadheadsville by yours truly, Mean Gene Snitsky. And that's just the way it's going to be.
I like it. And I believe it. The confidence is there, and we've seen Snitsky do damage. I've seen you do damage for years. I kind of grew up on you. I was kind of afraid of you growing up. So, Vargas, if you're out there and you're listening, I'd be a little worried, man. You got a few days to prepare. Like he said, eat your Wheaties and get it done. Snitsky, thank you so much for joining us here. I know you got to head out because you got to get ready, and, you got to put your lady to bed. Have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you, and best of luck this Sunday with Vargas.
I'm not going to need any luck, but thank you. And all the fellas out there on the podcast, I just wanted to say hello. I'll see you Sunday. Oos, Alpha Jr., you're the man. Love you, Briz.
Love you, Oos. See you Sunday.
Yeah, buddy. See you Sunday.
Take care, sir.
See you guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Peace out,
anytime.
dog. It's not my fault.
It's not his fault. You heard it here live on Wrestling with Savage. It is not his fault. But let's get back to Evil Intent and the rest of the great matches that we have lined up for this Sunday coming up. You're also going to have Vinnie Mac versus Lance. This is your family, Al. This is your family right here. So, and we got like a lot going on. What do you have to say about that match? Who do you think's going to come on top in that one?
Well, first of all, I put this match together just because Vinnie Mac irritates the shit out of me. And he has an ego problem. Yeah, he has an ego problem.
He love me.
Everybody in
Call
camp.
like you see it.
He thinks he's the best one in BPW, and as you see, we're loaded with stars. So
well, you got to admit that's the attitude you got to have when you're going into this game. If you're not in it to kick ass and make money, then I don't know what you're doing because it shouldn't be making friends. Vinnie Mac, what do you got to tell us about Lance? What are you going to do to Lance this Sunday at Evil Intent?
Oh, is it my turn to talk?
It's all you, Vinnie Mac.
Samoan star? Yeah, awesome, because this is where the spotlight should be. I think it's quite apparent that I'm going to put a pummeling beating on Lance the Future Anoa'i because, quite frankly, I've kicked a lot of his family members' ass in the past. Alpha Jr. will tell you all about that. Kicked Sean Maluta's ass in the past as well. That's his cousin. So, beating up Samoans is an absolute hobby of mine, and this Sunday at Evil Intent will be no different. I am the notorious VIN. I'm the most tremendous man in the squared circle, and Lance is going to find that out firsthand. And furthermore, Samoan Storm, I don't irritate the shit out of you. I make you a shit ton of money.
Well, can't argue with that.
That's a hell of a statement. You can't really argue that. If he's making you money, then that's a good thing. But I'm looking forward to seeing that match. I'm sure a lot of people are. It's probably going to be a banger, but there's a lot of matches on that card, so you're going to have some competition. But let me ask you, you think you're going to have the match of the night, Mr. Vinnie Mac? No doubt about it in your mind, right? Why am I even asking? It's a dumb question.
I'm going to beat. That's all that matters. Wins and losses is what matters in professional wrestling. I don't give a damn if the fans call it a banger or call it a 4-star, 5-star match. I'm not a Meltzer pleaser. So at the end of the day, I just care about collecting the check and bouncing.
I like it. That's the attitude to have in professional wrestling, man. And that's
tremendous.
What you need. That's what you need to become a legend. I think you're going to have a good chance over there. Good luck to you.
I think you're a smart man.
I think you have a good chance, man. You know why? Because of your attitude. Just the way you're coming on here talking, I can tell you are a winner, sir. You are not trying to lose that match or any match that you're probably ever going to be in for the rest of your career. And I look forward to seeing your career flourish under the tutelage of someone like Alpha. You're in a very good situation right now, and I hope you understand the opportunity that's in front of you, my friend.
There's no doubt about that.
No doubt about it. Let's see if we can get
Philadelphia
Playboy in here now.
Alpha Jr. is...
Hey, Playboy's here. There we go. He's got again. He don't like you. Every time you talk, he leaves. That should be the next pay-per-view match. Playboy and Vinnie Mac. I think this
Playboy beats to his own drum.
He does beat to his own drum. Let's keep it rolling. What else do we got? Wow. Look at this right here. And guys, I'm gonna zoom in on this right now because this is, you got to take a good look at this. This shit is scary. When I first looked at my computer, I was like, what is going on right now? We got Phil Insane in the house, and you're taking on Tommy Dreamer, the hardcore legend. Some say the heart and soul of professional wrestling. So I got to ask you, what do you have planned for Tommy Dreamer this Sunday at Evil Intent?
The years roll on, just like the tears down his face. I don't care if you're the Pope of Rome, President Biden, Trump, something can all go wrong. The 3 letters that man's tied to died a long time ago. The trumpets will sound January 29th, and I will reign supreme.
Well, speaking of the trumpets, you got one of your members of the Trumpets of Apocalypse here in the Corrector, who's got a special program of his own called the Crogram. You have anything planned for Tommy Dreamer, or are you going to let these guys have a fair match?
Now, who is that question addressed to?
That is for you, the Corrector. I want to know what your intentions are at Evil Intent. Oh, I guess that's his intent. Good God. I guess he has no answer for Tommy Dreamer. So, Tommy, if you're out there, and I talk to Tommy all the time. I talk to Tommy all the time. Holy shit is what I have to say. Tommy Dreamer better be careful, better watch out. Tommy, I know that you're probably not scared of much. I know Mark Henry is the more of the scaredy cat on the show of Busted Open. But, Tommy, I think you've been sitting on that radio seat a little too long. Oh, wait. Maybe Corrector's back to have a message. Corrector, you back? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm back.
I thought that was your message for Tommy. I was like, oh, he should be worried right now because you look kind of scary, my friend. You might even be scarier than Phil Insane over here, man. You're looking jacked over there. God damn.
Listen, the last thing you have asked me was I going to let this affair, was I going to interfere? One thing everybody needs to understand is that I do not need to interfere when Phil Insane is in presence. Phil Insane has Tommy Dreamer in a bag. You see, the program is something separate. This is my chance. This is the opportunities of the beginners, the rookies, those that want the spotlight. They have the ability, the chance to be interviewed by a god. But when it comes down to Thomas, the Dreamer, Phil Insane has him and has his number.
Phil Insane, what do you have to say about that, man? You got some good help right there. I got to say, I'm a little jealous of you. I don't see you having any problems in the long term over here if you got somebody like that watching your back, man. So, is there any last words you want to say to Tommy Dreamer about this match at Evil Intent coming up this Sunday in arguably going to be the biggest match of your career? No offense, but Tommy Dreamer is a legend. And are you planning on becoming a legend killer on Sunday?
The sweet sounds of agony will echo in the Signature Training Academy as I carve out my legacy at Dreamer's expense.
Alpha, what do you got going on over there at that school? What are you putting in the water tanks?
No, these guys are fucked. Yeah.
It's just like some fucked up shit. I feel like I'm on an episode of The Walking Dead crossed with some other shit. This is crazy, man.
Hey, I put a camp. I wanted to design a camp full of killers, and I guess I got just that, didn't I?
You probably did, man. But, you know, they always say no body, no crime. So I guess you're good, right? These guys probably know how to get rid of the bodies. And that's a good thing if you want to be in this game for the long run. No body, no crime. So when you're done with Tommy Dreamer, just make sure you get rid of the body. All right, let's keep it moving. Evil Intent, it's stacked. It's stacked. I'm excited. What else do we got? We got Andrew Jackson versus Playboy, Philadelphia Playboy, who he's coming in and out. Philadelphia Playboy is obviously too good for Wrestling with Savage, and maybe he'll join us later. But for now, we're going to keep it moving. There's also another match about V Marino versus Wild Boy. Alpha, why don't you tell us a little bit about that matchup? What should we expect in there? Are these new students of yours, or have they been in the game for a while?
Steve-O's been in the game for a little bit. V Marino, he's a brand new graduate of the Battlefield Dojo. So they both have a lot to prove. Steve-O's coming off a big win last show at Project Lazarus, where V Marino, he came up short a little bit against Tommy Suede. So Tommy Suede's a top-notch talent. He was actually signed with the WWE. He had a lot of matches with Gene Snitsky. He was one of my first matches in the WWE when in developmental. So we got talent, and these guys they got a lot to work for. It's not just going to be easy. It's not going to be handed to them. They're going to have to earn it, and and this is the way it is in the battlefield.
Shout out to Tony and everybody in the chat. We appreciate you. Everybody's recognizing that the bloodline is in the house, and we're going to get a little bit more into the real bloodline. But first, we got to finish up with Evil Intent. We got some great matches on the card. Like I said, make sure you go down and get your tickets now. There's not many left, but if you go now at the bottom of this video, there's a description. You can buy your ticket now and guarantee a seat this Sunday at Evil Intent. And what else do we got lined up over here? There's going to be a 6-man tag team match. Prime Time Heat versus SPF. And, oh my God, is that ECW legend Nunzio? How the hell did this match come to happen?
Well, SPF, they're the boys. They be about their gabagool and all that shit. So, it only made sense to give them Nunzio. And Primetime Heat. They just came off a big loss against South Philly's finest in the last show. So this one has a lot of implications to be a barn burner.
I agree. Alpha is a legend. And yeah, man, that looks like a 6-man tag team match that I would actually want to see. Sometimes you see a lot of these 6-man matches and it's just like thrown together, random. But this one looks like it's going to have some substance and a lot of evil intent. So I'm looking forward to seeing the action. It should be nonstop. What else do we got lined up over here? Is that O'Neal Hunt and Tim Theory versus Black G's and Brandon Scott? That's a tag team match. Are these guys, who are your current tag team champions right now?
Right now, we don't have any champions.
No champions at all.
Is a champion-free company at the moment.
Oh, how long do you think it's going to stay like that?
There should be a champion coming soon this year.
Okay.
Definitely by the end of the year, we should have some sort of champion.
I like that, though, because it kind of keeps everybody humble and hungry.
Keeps everybody because everybody knows that there's championships coming. There's tag team championships coming. Who's that?
I got to interrupt you, Alpha, because it seems that Vinnie Mac didn't like that comment. You got something to say right there, Vinnie Mac, about that? You want that first championship? It's all yours?
Do you have eyes? Do you have ears? Do you have a mouth? Obviously, if there was the first championship, I think we all know who would be that inaugural champion. But I digress. Let's keep it moving, right?
All right, so you're making that statement. You think you're going to be the first champion of this company?
I'm just a wheel. It's just a wheel.
You're just one of the wheels? Coming. Okay, one of the cogs on the machine. I appreciate that. I respect that. But that's another match that's lined up, man. Let's see what else we got. We're also going to have Megan Bain and DeMarcus Kane entering the battlefield for the very first time. What is going on here? Are these managers or these wrestlers? Megan looks like a wrestler. And
Megan
kind of looks stacked too.
An absolute beast. Megan is over 6 foot tall. She wrestles a lot for AEW. She's just coming off an ACL injury. So this will be her first show back off of that. And we're excited to have her here in the battlefield. DeMarcus Kane is another one we're very excited to have. He's currently the MCW television champion down in Maryland, and he's doing a lot of big things. He's traveling the country a lot lately. I just saw he was in Tampa. I know he's out there in California right now, and he'll be here on Sunday.
Copy that. All right, no problem. That looks pretty good, man. Overall, that's a picture of your actual ring over there. Looks like a very nice, well put together ring. May I ask, is it a spring ring, a beam ring? What do we got cooking over there?
It's not a spring ring.
No, it's old school.
We have spring rings. Don't get me wrong. We do have those old school spring rings where the springs don't move. But that one, that's a good one.
About that. Those are fun. So this is like basically a mini performance center, right?
Mini? No, we're not mini. We are a performance center.
We are a performance center because I heard you guys have everything. 2 rings. You have a gym.
2 rings. We got a 600 seat arena. We got a full gym. We're 24-hour gym. We got a sauna. We got tanning. We got chiropractors. We got meal prep. We got barber shop in there. We got everything you need.
A barber shop in the performance center?
It's a one-stop shop.
Oh man, you're tempting me to buy a house out in PA, man. Because I live in
Go look around. You've been around the business for a while. I'm sure you've been to a few places.
Absolutely.
Come on out to the battlefield and let me know how it rates amongst what you've been to.
Well, listen, from the pictures I've seen, it looks like probably one of the best in the country right now, and it's being run by one of the best in the country right now. You are currently, in my opinion, one of the best independent wrestlers going right now in the world today, going all over the country, all over the world. I mean, I got to get right into it with you. Hopefully, at one point, we get Philadelphia Playboy in here, and we can hear a little bit about his match coming up at Evil Intent. But right now, I got to get into you, Alpha. I mean, you are a legend at this point. I mean, you are my age, I believe. Right? No, you're 38. You're younger than me.
Yeah,
38 years old, in the life you've had. Samoan dynasty, bloodline family tree. Your dad, an absolute legend, part of the Wild Samoans, which a lot of people don't talk about it as much as they should, because they were 21-time tag team champions across various federations and dominated in the National Wrestling Alliance and the World Wrestling Federation. Now, with that being said, you were trained by your father, L.A. Smooth and Sam Moo. Is that?
No, my father's Alpha the Wild Samoan.
Alpha the Wild Samoan. Yeah, that's why I said Alpha.
Yeah, LA
He's the original Alpha. You're Alpha Junior.
That's right. My
dad
brother
was a hell of a beast, man. I remember growing up watching so many matches of him. But before we get into your relationship with your dad for a moment, if you don't mind, I want to talk a little bit about this. I mean, you're a young buck right here playing football.
Right.
You were going to be headed to what team, if you could? What NFL team did you want to play for growing up?
Well, I interviewed with the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, and the Browns when I was in college. So,
the Patriots would have been a nice one. A few Super Bowls under your belt. Do you have a favorite football team? I'm guessing you're Eagles guy.
San Francisco 49ers all day.
49ers all
day for life.
And you got a good position right now, so obviously they're going to crush the Eagles, right?
Oh, Eagles have no chance.
No chance in hell, man.
No chance. We got
49ers all the way.
I mean, come on. We got Brock Purdy.
So I'm assuming Joe Montana's who's your favorite quarterback of all time? Joe Montana, Steve Young?
I like Steve Young personally.
Steve Young.
I watched him play more. You know what I mean?
Steve Young had a hell of an attitude about playing the game.
Oh yeah, he was the man. You know,
he's a winner.
Absolutely.
He's a winner.
That's what it
Look
takes.
at this picture. When you see this picture, what does it make you feel?
Oh, that was one of the first times we were all together, all at once.
Really? One of the first. So you guys don't get together like every couple of years?
Because there's so many of us. It's hard to get us all in the same place at once. It's hard.
Speaking of that, let's take a picture of this family trio over here. I had to just get a screenshot of this to show everybody how wild it is. Absolutely bonkers, the family that you're in. And I have to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I wake up every day praying to God that one day, if I come back in another life, I can be born into a family like this, because it's insane. The blood that you have in you, I can't even imagine the generations of monsters that your family is going to continue to create.
That's right.
You have good blood. You have good DNA. This is a nice picture. All right. That's how I remember your dad. Absolute monster in the ring. So growing up in the business, man, just tell me a couple of memories. What's your first memory of watching your dad wrestle, having a match, kicking some ass? Like, do you have that first memory?
Yeah. So my first memories of my dad was always like training. So I would watch my dad put people to sleep on a daily basis. I kid you not. Like it's almost like every student that would come in the door would be like, oh, so it's a sleeper hold drill, and my dad would throw it on him, and I watched so many sleep in front of me.
A lot of clowns probably came up to your dad asking if wrestling was real, and they quickly would find out.
Not too many, though. That's the thing. That's not too many. It's more is the sleeper hold real versus his wrestling is real.
Hold. Okay.
Because not many people had enough balls to ask that to my dad.
Well, dude, when your dad was doing it, I don't even think it was a question of whether, that question wasn't even asked, because everyone in the country, believed that it was real. We all, and to an extent, it's as real as it gets. And, I tell that to people all the time. They're like, oh, this, that, how do you watch this? And what are you talking about? Everything you love in life is probably more scripted and more fake than anything else you're doing. All right. The TV show, the politicians you listen to, it's all bullshit. If anything, wrestling's more real.
Even Olympic sports has their routines and they're choreographed and all this other stuff. So I don't want to hear it from nobody.
So
what we do is real. The damage we do is real. And man, the money we make is real too.
Yes, sir. So that's your first memory, him putting people to sleep. That's why.
Yes.
So do you have like a favorite match of his growing up though that you watched?
Of my dad.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, mostly my dad was the manager of the Head Shrinkers. So I didn't really catch the end. Like I caught the end of my dad's career as a wild Samoan. So my fondest.
How about
memory-
maybe something you've seen on tape, or I'm sure you guys have a
Oh
bunch.
yeah, him and Andre, and him and Andre, and him and Jimmy Snuka when they were tagging Andre and Snuka in the Garden. Classic matches. Pops and Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas. Man, there's so many good Pops matches. There's so many. I even pop for Pops' Puerto Rico matches out there because over here in the States, Pops didn't sell too much, and over there in Puerto Rico, he would sell his ass off.
He was like a god over there, probably. He just like loved them.
So hot, you had to take a bump.
Where's everybody located now? I guess everybody's just spread out throughout the world as far as the bloodline goes.
Yeah, bloodline is all over. We're all over. I pretty much got the whole Northeast to myself at the moment. My older brother, he's up here with me. Samu, he's down in the Philadelphia area.
Okay.
My brother, LA Smooth, he moved down to Florida, so he's holding it down there with Sean Maluda. Those two are definitely holding it down in Florida. And my pops.
Are they part of the Florida Championship Wrestling?
What's that?
What are they doing in Florida, like wrestling promotion wise? Or
my brother, he's kind of doing a signing thing. Sean Maluda, he's working all around. He's doing his thing down there. He's in his prime. So he's trying to fit in where he gets in, and and just try to keep it moving. But we got the Fatus out there on the West Coast with Rikishi and the Black Pearl. Reno Anoa'i, they're out there holding it down at Knox Pro. We got Aleki. He's out there in Hawaii with Wild Samoan Training Center Hawaii and Oops Wrestling Unify. And man, we're all over, man.
Yeah, like I said, worldwide, man. Here's just some more shots that I had to show of you, of your dad, your family. I mean, just crazy, man. I mean, you could put these guys in any era, any generation, and the story would probably be the same: championships and money.
That's right.
Oh man, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine growing up and that's my dad. That's just so cool, man.
Well, when the conversation came up, my dad could beat your dad's ass. I know.
Absolutely. I don't think my dad would have a fucking chance, man. He's a little guy compared to me. I mean, I might have a slim chance in hell, but I doubt it. I wouldn't want it. Wait, is Playboy here? Playboy, you there? He's gone.
Oh my God.
He's teasing us. He's teasing us.
He's teasing us. He's messing with us real hard. So, you were also trained by these two gentlemen right here, more family training you?
Yes.
Who gave you? Give us the breakdown of your training. I heard you got trained in a hotel room. Is that true?
Yes. So I was trained in a hotel room by these two that are on the screen right now. My brother Samu and my brother Lloyd. I was 13 years old. It was 1998. We were in. I'll give you the fast-forwarded version. We were in Austria on tour. My dad was running a tour over there, so we were there for about 3 weeks. I was 13. It was the summer before 8th grade. And I was over there, and I already knew how to bump and stuff like that. From growing up and being around the ring and always being in the ring. So I already knew how to bump. I already knew how to do a couple moves. So I talked my dad into training me. I begged him, and he wouldn't let me do it until I had training. So he said, son, you have to train. So I told him, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll train when I get back. And he says, no, you got to train now. So then he called my brothers up, and my brothers came up to the room. We moved all the furniture, and they whooped my ass for 3 days straight.
When was the first time you asked them to train? How old were you when you first asked? 10, 9?
That was 8? It. That was
the first time?
That was the first time. I mean, I've always been in the ring. I knew how to run
When
the
was
rope.
the first bump you took? 5 years old? You were in there just running wild?
What do you mean? I was born and fed for an arm drag. What are you talking about?
That's great. That's fucking great. I love it.
Out the womb, baby. I was
right out the room, taking bumps, taking rolls, taking chops, all that shit. And then one day you were like, I want to do this. And they said, okay.
Yeah, so up until that point in my life, I was just straight athlete. I was just a 3-sport athlete: baseball, football, basketball.
Is that the order right there that you wanted to play growing up? You love baseball? Was that your number one love?
Yeah, baseball was my number one. And then I had a freak injury. I had an eye injury where I ended up going blind in my right eye. So I'm legally blind in my right eye. Nobody even knows that.
You got hit with a ball?
Yeah, I got hit with the ball, and I had a hole in my macula. So they fixed that. But I have no depth perception or anything like that, so I'm legally blind. So yeah, that messed up my baseball career, and that also hurt basketball because it took away my jump shot. And but football didn't affect that at all. I could still rip people's souls out.
I would think it would actually heighten some of your other senses kind of
so
turn
he
you
put me
into
right
like
on
a
nose.
super freak
was
or
nose
something.
guard. Was nose guard playing football. When I went to college, they put me out on D end, and it was a little more challenging to see down the line. You know, having that handicap.
What position were you in baseball? Out of curiosity.
I was a pitcher and a first baseman.
Pitcher and a first baseman.
I was that pitcher that I was the pitcher that batted cleanup.
You still got heat on that arm?
Oh yeah.
How fast could you throw right now?
Oh, right now? Oh, very fast, 45, 50.
You got good accuracy though. You go to the county fair and knock that clown off the thing.
My son got me. My 11-year-old man, that kid got an arm.
Speaking of your family, how many kids you have?
I have 2 kids. I got a boy and a girl.
God bless, man. Perfect family.
Storm and Raina. You know what I mean? They're right here. I got them tattooed right here.
How old?
They're my strength. You know what I mean? So, 10 and 11.
Perfect. And you had them one right after the other, man. That's
right.
Fantastic that they can grow up together. Do you see wrestling in their future?
Yes.
He said yes. No doubt about it.
They're just like me. You can't get them out of the ring, but whenever you ask them, they'll say no. They don't want to do it.
Not yet.
That was me. I mean,
you?
100% that was me. Every time you ask me, what do you want to do? Oh, I'm going to play baseball. I'm going to the NFL. I'm going to the NBA. I was doing something other than wrestling. And then I turned 13. And then I wrestled.
And things change. All right, let's keep it rolling. I wanted to show you a picture of this gentleman. Absolute legend. One of my favorites growing up. I just wanted to ask real quick, do you have any stories growing up with Yoko? Something memorable that you want to just let everybody know?
Oh, yeah. Yoko was, man, he was top dog when I was a kid. You know, he was champ. You know, he was Roman then. You know, everybody knew him as Yokozuna, but we knew him as Big Rod and or Yoke Dog. And he was always out there playing basketball, you know, freestyling. Like, he was just always a pleasure to be around. Inside the ring, he was an absolute beast. Probably the best big man to ever do it.
Absolutely. I grew up loving Yokozuna. I mean, in the video games that we had and just like the matches, I mean, everything he did felt more impactful than obviously any other superstar, even more than Andre. He weighed more than Andre.
Yeah.
That's something people don't even mention. He weighed more than Andre the Giant. So, I mean, that's always been one of my dream matches.
Let's talk about how we ended Hulkamania.
Absolutely.
We ended Hulkamania. We did. Our family. The Anoa'i, we ended Hulkamania with a leg drop. After that, he went Hollywood and went, you know, NWO and all that. But
all that good stuff.
He
ended
Hulkamania.
That's absolutely wild to even say, man. That's a great statistic to have. And your other family member is trying to end more of Hulkamania as we speak right now. Mr. Roman Reigns over there, you know, killing it. Do you talk to Roman often? Because he's obviously all over the world doing all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah. I talk to Roman a lot. You know, he's the tribal chief. He's the one.
So you acknowledge him as the tribal chief 100%? Because I sometimes think it's the other guy. You know, you might know this other guy. He's kind of famous. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy. Right?
Listen,
I mean, is he even fucking human anymore? This guy.
Like these guys, these two, they're in a league of their own. You know, they truly are.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love Roman and I love his work, and he's busted his ass for a long time to get everything he has right now, and more coming. And a lot of people are thinking that his end is coming up at WrestleMania because of Cody or Sammy or this or that. I'm telling people, you guys, you know, there's a big possibility he ain't losing that title for another 2-3 years, right?
He ain't losing. Because you think about this, what does everybody do when Mayweather fights? They pay to watch him lose. Roman ain't losing.
I kind of agree with you, because if you're going to have like the overall record, and you know, and that's what it's looking like to me. Like you said, they ended Hulkamania, and now Samoans are about to end maybe the reign of Bruno Sammartino, not even Hulk Hogan. Everybody thinks Hulk Hogan's that guy. He's actually not. Bruno Sammartino is that guy.
Bruno is that guy.
And your
me
family.
And Bruno share the same birthday. Me and Bruno share the same birthday.
Really?
That's right.
You ever been down to Little Italy to see his world championship title that they still have displayed in that window over there?
No, I haven't.
Next time you're in New York, let me know. We're going to take you for some fine Italian food. I'm going to take you right where that title is.
I'll be there next month.
There we go. Or if you want, we can do Greek food too, because I am Greek. But speaking of Roman, there's your cousin. I just want to ask you, You said you acknowledge Roman is the tribal chief.
I didn't say that. I just said he's the tribal chief.
Okay, he's the tribal chief. But do you acknowledge Sami Zayn as a member of the bloodline?
Sure, you know what I mean.
Okay.
He's out there. He brings a different audience, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think he was needed to the bloodline, but we got to entertain the fans, right?
So that's it.
He's like the court jester of the Samoan family over there. Just another quick picture over here. Who's this young-looking stud with gold on his waist?
You went way back. I was like 16 in that picture.
16 years old? You look like you're 25 in this picture. Holy shit, look at those guns.
I was in my college dorm room, man.
So 16 in these pictures. When the hell did you get your first tattoo? Because you have more tattoos now, right?
Oh yeah, I just finished up the sleeve. Well, not finished it, but we just did that. 13 years old, my first tattoo. 13
years old. Wow. My mom would have fucking beat the hell out of me. Holy crap.
Well, my dad took me, so.
I like it. I like it. That's great, man. I can't believe that. Your dad actually took you to get your first tattoo at 13 years old. Yeah, that would turn you into a man pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Put some hair on your chest for sure. I'm going to say, when did you have your first drink? At 5?
First drink? I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I'm sure
you're killing it right now, man. I've been watching you all over the place. I saw you recently in Philadelphia at the ECW show. I saw you at ISPW recently as well, kicking Bull's ass all over the place. I think he's scared of you.
That's right. Well, he better be, because I got him again on Sunday.
Yeah, he's gonna probably get an ass whooping. He's coming to PA to get an ass whooping.
Hey.
Let's be honest.
Let's give him that long ride home, man.
Look at that height right there on that splash. Was that a splash or a headbutt? That looks like
that's
a splash.
Oh yeah, that's a splash.
Looks like a splash, man. You're just having a good time killing. Look at you. For a big guy, you move like a cruiserweight. I've seen you go, and it's kind of scary. So I can only imagine what you did on the football field, because I'm watching what you're doing in the wrestling ring, and you're defying gravity half the time out there. You kick like you're a kung fu master straight to the face.
That's right.
Shit's wild.
I'm an athlete. Division I. It's real. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I was running a 4.40, playing D-line. So that's why I was on All-American. That's why I'm able to do all the things that I'm able to do. I was blessed. I'm blessed, and I thank God for these abilities every day, man.
One question one of our watchers wanted to ask you. Wanted you to talk a little bit about your FCW days when you came in, because, or back then, maybe Deep South Wrestling.
Yeah.
He just says it wasn't as fancy as the PC Center you're in right now. So what was it like working back then without all these fancy equipment and, just amenities that a lot of people are used to now?
Yeah, back then. All right, so back when I signed, there was big hype, surrounding WWE, as it should be. But I signed and I went down to Deep South Wrestling, and I was training under Bill DeMont. He's the one who ultimately ended up signing me. And I had a great time in Deep South. And then Bill ended up leaving, and Dr. Tom came in. And when Dr. Tom came in, shortly thereafter, Deep South shut down. I was the final main event in Deep South history under WWE. It was myself and Sonny Siaki versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, the Major Brothers. And we got the dub. Me and Sonny, we ended up winning that match. We didn't catch many wins against the Major Brothers back then, but on that night, we ended up winning. And then we ended up moving down to Florida Championship Wrestling, where we didn't have anything when we moved there. Nothing. There was no building. We just ended up getting apartments and stuff like that all around Tampa. And we started training in like a batting cage facility. It was like a little league batting cage thing.
Nice.
Like we're WWE.
But imagine back then you just train anywhere that you could.
Clay, Sheamus, Kofi, Tyson Kidd, Natalia, the Bella Twins.
Dropping names. Wow.
Bro, we had the best class.
That's a crew right there. That's a crew.
We had the crew. And that's only some of them. We had more than that. We had like Heath Slater, Jack Swagger, we had them all. But anyways,
Christ.
We were training in a little league like batting cage, and that didn't last long, maybe a month tops, before they ended up finding what was known as FCW Arena in Tampa, which when we first moved in there, it was a Publix like warehouse where they put all the canned goods and stuff like that. It was the hottest place on earth. It was like 300 degrees in there with all of us. There was no air conditioning. It was just one fan, like literally like a giant fan, you know, like maybe a 4-foot tall fan that all 80 of us had in this warehouse, and it was
no air conditioning, just dying.
no air
But
conditioning.
that makes you tough though when you can go under those conditions, because sometimes you don't know what it's going to be like when you get booked. You get booked probably 6 months in advance, sometimes a year in advance. You don't know what the weather's going to be like that day, if it's going to be hot, cold. You're wrestling outside, inside, this, that, the other. Wrestlers have a tough life. And I wanted to just get into that with you real quick.
Thinking about WWE, you're thinking all, you know, glitz and glamour and
that's not a tough life anymore.
All this stuff, and man, we were rough. It was rough when we were down there. We were setting up the ring. We were wrestling on every Tuesday night at Bourbon Street, and then we would have Thursday night TV tapings back at the arena, and we would have weekend house shows and training every single day. And it was rough. And we were setting up the rings too. It's not like WWE had their own ring crew
and all that. Yeah.
It was us. We were paying our dues.
You said it before me, man. That's paying your dues.
The whole facility around us as we're there training. So it's like we're watching walls go up and everything like that, and we're training around it. You know, and then ultimately they ended up moving it over to Orlando. But the facility that we had in Tampa was really nice. It was really nice. It was almost as big as the Battlefield Performance Center.
How did the Battlefield even come together? Was that a dream of yours that you always had? Because you're paying it forward now.
Yeah. So Battlefield was at first it was kind of like a little gamble. It was just to say I kind of did it, and I started that 6-7 years ago, and we ran 3 shows, and I had to take a break from that because I wasn't ready to fully commit to promoting and running it like that. You know, I was still full-time on the road. I was taking a lot of tours. I was overseas 3-4 weeks at a time in Europe and Africa and stuff like that. And it was just, I didn't have time. And then COVID came. So we shut it down for 7 years and COVID happened. And then I got my wheels spinning, and you know what I mean? Because at that time, it's just like, you know, it's uncertain. Are we ever going to be able to wrestle again? Like, yes, we're always going to be able to wrestle, but are we going to be able to wrestle in front of crowds? Are we going to be able to, you know, resume life? that was everything worry at that time. Man. So I'm
glad we're past that now.
I am too, man. So at that time, I'm watching everything shut down. It's
money too. It's money out of your pocket. People aren't there to buy the merch. You're this or that.
I'm talking top-notch wrestling centers. Everything was shutting down, and it left a void. There was a bunch of homeless wrestlers at that point.
Crazy. I know a lot of people were losing paychecks. That you mentioned Africa. Is there a country or continent you haven't visited yet? Wrestled in?
Yeah, I haven't done Asia yet, believe it or not.
You haven't done Asia yet. So Japan is on your bucket list.
Japan, for sure.
I think you would fit right into New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I feel like I'm made for it. You know what I mean?
Have you had any talks with New Japan?
Off and on, not New Japan. I've had talks over the years with All Japan. Remember, I've been wrestling forever. So I've had talks with 01, All Japan, Noah, you know what I mean? And it never really left the talking stage. It's just...
You might have to just go show up and go kill someone over there.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that would get the job done.
You just need a ring, man.
To action.
I feel like Nas with a microphone. All I need is one ring.
Just go kill Will Ospreay. Just go show up to one of his shows and, give him a splash. Hey. That's it. Game over. I mean, look, right. I'd be scared of you. Look at this. Monster shape. How much can you bench, if you don't mind me asking?
Bench? Oh, man. I'm probably about 350. I don't bench too much.
Jesus.
I'm getting
just 350, guys. That's nothing. That's me plus 50 pounds.
Lucius Pro probably does way more than me. He's in the 400s. I stick with that.
This guy was jacked on here, man. Absolutely jacked. Here's another picture you might remember. The one to the right. When was that? How old were you?
The one to the right is when I was actually the FCW champion.
FCW champion.
Yeah, that was the Florida. That was when I was in developmental. That was in FCW.
Speaking of FCW, and that's where I actually first saw you wrestle to the left over there at that ACW arena. Hell of a show they put on, and then you were killing it over there. I got another shot coming up in a second. We got a lot of different shots of you, but this shot right here, I really enjoyed that. Kick to the fist, like I said. Remember earlier I mentioned you're kicking like a maniac. Look at that shit. Mr. Luigi, he's not making it to him anymore.
No, No. Well, he gonna have to eat some really soft pizza that night.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe he can still make it, but he probably can't taste it. You know, it's okay. But you killed it over there that night, and you've been killing it all over the world for a long time now. I see big things for you now, because 38 is still prime time now. You're still prime time, money time, ready to take over the world of professional wrestling again. Right now, you're trying to pretty much bring in a whole new generation of wrestlers, which I commend you. Not only are you bringing in new wrestlers, but you've given them a facility that the rest of the country can probably be jealous of.
Yeah,
you're giving kids all over the country a reason to pack their bags and come on down to PA and train at the battlefield with Alpha.
That's right.
And I want to make sure everybody knows what's going on in PA. Obviously, Evil Intent's coming up. Tommy Dreamer headlining. How did you come about with Tommy? How long do you know Tommy? What's your relationship like with him?
Man, I've known Tommy Dreamer for a long, long time. I wrestled him many, many times, both in the independents and as well in WWE. I wrestled him in FCW when I was champion. And Tommy's always been around the family. Tommy's just, he's one of those guys that
he's one of the boys.
You don't run into too many people that have too many bad things to say about Tommy Dreamer. So when putting together, our core locker room, and I wanted leaders, and I wanted champions. So Tommy Dreamer is both of those things. He's a leader, he's a champion, he's had a lot of high-profile jobs in the offices of high-profile companies, and I feel like his knowledge is very valuable to up-and-comers. So I want to surround my guys with people like Tommy, and people like Bull, and people that could help them grow. And that's what it's about is growing as a performer and growing as a wrestler, and just staying hungry. Because you could go out there, you could be the top dog in your little indie all day long, but are you really getting good? Are you really moving the needle? And we're trying to move the needle over here.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer's knowledge is invaluable. The experience is invaluable. So that's a great asset to Battlefield, and I think it's going to come in handy. I just wanted to show this. I don't think you need to use steel chairs, but I really feel bad for this guy. I'm sure that was not a normal chair shot. I've taken chair shots. I don't think I'd want to take one from you, good guy.
No, I wouldn't want to get hit by me.
Is this one of your finisher submissions right here? Because it looks like they're just going to rip this guy's neck off right now.
Yeah, I'm going to rip his trap right off of his body. Usually those muscle guys, they love big traps, and it's really easy to grab onto that thing and rip.
Just big, easy targets.
It really is. It really is.
My God. Yeah, like I said, you've been working it all over the place, absolutely killing it. I just wanted to go on this picture real quick. I'm just going to bring up one little memory, because it's funny, this is all second generation talent right here.
Right.
And, do you still keep in touch with a lot of the second generation guys in general in the world of wrestling today? Because you guys all have a special bond together. You all grew up in the business. So, do you still talk to Randy at all, Cody at all?
I still talk to the boys. I'm closer to other second generation guys, more so than those two. But it's professional when we see each other. It's all the respect is there, and we have that connection. We all grew up in that same life, just different parts of the world.
It's just crazy to see where everybody has gone to, and obviously we know the career that Randy's had. Cody's on a run right now that is about to probably break the internet. I was kind of pissed that they didn't let it be a surprise, but I guess they have more surprises. Maybe you. Are we going to see you on Saturday winning the Royal Rumble, maybe?
Amen.
Coming on number 30?
Anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
That is true. I like it. The force in sports entertainment. I wanted to bring up this guy because he's another second generation. You had a match with him. Do you plan on having another match with him down the road? He's still going hard.
Oh yeah. I've actually already reached out to him to come into the battlefield, and we're trying to work this out. Because next month we have Tyson Kidd coming in.
I heard about that. Tyson's impressive, man.
We got Tyson Kidd coming in next month. And
Tyson Kidd is one of the best pound for pound athletes in the world of professional wrestling. He's a freak.
I've never been in the ring with anyone better, and I've been in the ring.
He's a
the best in the world. So
No, when you watch him just train other people, though, it's like a thing of beauty. Because the guy doesn't make any mistakes, and just the movement is flawless. So that would be an insane addition.
He's the last graduate of the dungeon. He's the last graduate in the dungeon. I've never had chemistry from day one with anybody in the ring like I've had.
You ever have any trips over to the dungeon or any other famous wrestling schools throughout your years?
Wrestling schools, man.
Facilities, maybe seminars you did.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been learning. I learn from everybody. See, to me, it's like my seminars is locker room time and hanging out in the back with the boys and just picking their brains. That all that stuff is valuable. As far as in-ring stuff like that goes, I was always training with Batista. I was always training with Kidman. Just those wild Samoan guys.
That's another one, man. I mean, that's definitely going to help you improve. So you're still taking inspiration from everyone around the world. Do you watch a lot of the current product today? AEW?
No,
not at all, right?
No.
Any talks? I'm just going to have to ask. Any talks with Tony Khan?
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a video for Tony. I think give you a call, man.
I feel like we're kind of married to the WWE, right? The families. However,
but Samoa Joe has been a very bad boy on television lately. I think he needs a lesson. I'm hoping maybe you could be the one to give it to him one day. So
yeah, I've worked Joe. We could get it on again.
Yeah, Joe's a great guy, man. Great guy. I wanted to show these pictures. I saw something on your Facebook that said like your favorite buildings that you ever worked in. Here's some pictures of some of those buildings. I mean, you've been, like I said, all around the world. Where's that one in the top right? Because that looks like it's the Coliseum, for Christ's sakes.
That's in Spain. That's Plaza del Toro.
Spain?
Yeah.
Was that the coolest arena you've ever worked in? Because it looks like it.
That was awesome. So I truly felt like a gladiator in that night.
That's what I was going to say.
There, and the floor is dirt, and you can see the blood from all the bullfights and stuff like that.
Holy shit, man.
It's real, but you feel like a gladiator. That whole vibe, just the whole arena. It's like the whole thing is made of stone.
Have you ever been to the Coliseum in Rome?
I have.
Yeah, I went there recently for my honeymoon, and the first thing I had to do was go touch the Coliseum. I just wanted to put my hand on it, man. Because when you have that warrior spirit, I'm Greek, so I have ancient blood in me. I was decapitating people 3,000 years ago in another life. I promise you that. Yeah. So you have that warrior spirit. You just feel connected to these buildings. Yep. And then when I saw the picture of that building, I was like, I need to ask him about. Do you remember who you wrestled that night in that?
D'Lo Brown.
Okay.
I wrestled D'Lo, who was actually one of my top three. So I always tell my students to pick three wrestlers that you really like. Three different wrestlers. You know what I mean? Don't pick three of the same guys. Don't give me Stone Cold, Ultimate Warrior. You know what I mean? Pick three different guys. So my three guys was D'Lo Brown, Owen Hart, and my brother Samu. So if you watch me work closely, you'll see a lot of influence from those three. So it was a great time to be able to wrestle D'Lo. It's one of my all-time favorites.
D'Lo's a classic.
I never told him that until just recently when he came over and he had a seminar at the battlefield.
He's a good dude. D'Lo's a really good dude, man. Down to earth and one of the best workers they ever had in WWF back in the day.
Great.
My favorite European champion that we ever had.
Highly underrated.
When he came out with that, shoulder protector, just smashing people, I was like, he's going to kill somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about this building. Special building to me, Madison Square Garden.
Square Garden.
How many times have you worked MSG?
Just once.
Who was it against?
So we were out there with Mysterio, Kofi. It was a good night.
What did that feel like walking in the world's most famous arena, just in general? I mean, that must have been special.
So that was on we were really hot at the time, the Legacy. So it was a house show. It was during the Christmas loop, so it was sold out. And Vince is, he has his office there, but Vince wasn't at that show. And Randy decided that we were going to dress in Vince's locker room in the Garden.
Nice.
So I got that. My one time in the Garden, I got to say, I dressed in Vince's locker room while we were there.
I mean, does it get better than that? I wasn't even going to bring up the guy's name, but since you did, I'm just going to ask you, do you have one good Vince story that you could share with the Savage Kingdom?
Yeah, Vince. When I was a kid, my dad, he went up when he first got his job back as in between some Wild Samoans and Head Shrinker days. So he went up, he had a meeting with Vince, and I took the ride with him. And I stayed in the office, and I was waiting for my dad. So the meeting ended. They opened up the door, everybody's smiling. And then inside Vince's office, he had all the wrestling buddies, like
the old school ones.
The entire lineup.
Jesus,
I'm talking unreleased. Like it was the entire lineup of wrestling buddies. And he goes, "Hey kid," "Hey kid, go in there and go grab anyone you want." So I went in there and I'm looking, and Vince and my dad are like, "Oh, I wonder who's gonna pick my dad." My dad's crossing his fingers that I would have walked out with the Vince one because it was a Vince one. I didn't. I came out with, just like everybody else, I came out with Hulk Hogan's.
You were a big Hulk Hogan fan growing up, man?
Pops. My dad and Vince popped, you know, and it was just one of those moments. If I could go back in time, I'm walking out of that office with Vince's.
I don't blame you. Yeah, but did you grow up? Obviously, if you picked Hogan, I mean, you probably grew up a little bit of a Hulkamaniac, man, ripping the shirt. Did you used to rip your shirt when he would come out back in the day?
Yeah, well, I was. So it was funny because I was a Macho Man fan.
Okay. Hey. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was a Macho Man fan until Hulk Hogan came to my birthday.
Oh, holy shit! What?
Hulk Hogan came to my birthday, then I was like, oh, okay, so Hulk Hogan.
How old were you?
I was like 4.
I would have died if Hulk Hogan just showed up for my 4th birthday.
You know, and yeah, so Hogan came to my party, and I've had a lot of cool things. Like
you have pictures of this?
Oh yeah, there's pictures.
Oh, please later when you get a chance, I'd love to see something. Pictures. Wow, that's just what a birthday party. I don't think a 4-year-old back then. What is that? 1980s, 88? That what you're 4?
Yeah, and too many headbutts, brother.
It was probably 1980. My math's still pretty good, so it's probably 87, 88, something like that. Holy shit, man! Do you know what it means to a 4-year-old in 1988 for Hulk Hogan to come to their birthday party?
Oh, he was on top too. He was on top.
My mom used to beat the fuck out of me because I would rip a shirt literally every week when Superstars would come on. And he's not even there. You just see him in the intro, and I'd be ripping my shirt. My mom would beat that out of me. Didn't care. The shirt was getting ripped. But let's keep moving. Let's keep moving into this. Yes. What does this picture do to you?
That picture is, man, that picture's like the resurrection of my career, basically. I feel like I was on the right path, you know what I'm saying? But like when that one hit, it was like it was the unknown, you know? You're opening up a door and you don't know where you're gonna go. It's pitch black and then all the lights come on and it's amazing. It's quite the journey. When Jeremiah pitched it to me, I really had no idea what to expect, what we were getting into.
You're like, what, theater? What are you talking about?
I almost didn't do it.
Okay.
There was a lot of hesitation on my part, just because of the unknown. I didn't.
It's totally different. It's not what
totally
you're
different. Like, yes, granted, I grew around wrestling. I had just started training people. Like, I was fresh into it. Like, I was just starting to catch some waves with the training, and we got presented with this, and it was kind of one of those things where I feel like I could train anybody. And yeah, we had 8 days. We had 8 days to train.
Yeah, what you did is understatement, man. But it's crazy how similar the two are, wrestling and theater.
Yeah. It's similar. It's just
putting on a show.
It's just different languages, and it's a lot of the same stuff up.
But you trained people who never took bumps in 8 days on how to take bumps, and that's not easy.
Well, not even just take bumps. I could train you how to take a bump.
They were hitting the ropes, jumping off the ropes
to perform a show.
Yeah,
straight up show. Like that was live. That was real. There was, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, these choreographed things that these kids do in Walmart and shit like that on the internet. You know what I mean? Like they really put in the work. And especially with me training them alongside Bull, a big part of me, it was just like they have to respect the business. I don't want them to be like, turn their nose up at it like, I should have done, like, I wanted them to respect the business, and Ramin and Ember and all of those on the cast. They really, really enjoy wrestling now. And just like me and Bull, we're starting to enjoy theater more and more. It's just something that we never thought we would do.
Now, I know there was 2 showings of this. Is there talks for more? Because I know there's demand, a lot of nominations for awards. There's a lot of buzz around this right now. And to be frank, I want to see it.
Yeah.
ASAP.
There has to be. You know what I mean?
Have there been any talks yet, or is it like in the works?
I was Jeremiah earlier today, actually.
Okay.
I can't be the one to break the news, but
Okay, no problem. No, but
thing does have some legs. And
there is news coming probably down the pipe, and I want to see more of this. I think it can be a worldwide tour. I think it can be a massive success, and I think this can be your way to catapult into another spectrum of success.
100%.
This picture right here, I love of you right here.
We were all nominated for all these awards and stuff like that. And when they closed the voting, me and Bull James were in the lead for best choreography of a play or musical. Like
that's something to be.
We're crossing over big time. Like talk about forbidden doors. This is one of those.
That's next level shit right there, man. And I love that picture of you because it just looks like power when I see that picture, man. I think you rock a suit better than anyone else in the bloodline or the Samoan family. That suit, you got it on and you're rocking it, and I love it, man. And I can't wait to see more of the last match, more of you wrestling. And just the future. Real quick, I got to ask you, obviously, Royal Rumble is a big deal, right? Is that one of your favorite pay-per-views growing up as a kid, or did you have maybe Survivor Series, SummerSlam? What was your favorite pay-per-view growing up?
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, right? Without a doubt.
Favorite was Royal Rumble.
Has to be, yeah. Royal Rumble's got that intensity. Do you have a prediction for this year for the men's and the women's Royal Rumble?
Man,
I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Let's start off with the women's Rumble. Who's winning the women's Royal Rumble this year?
Man, I don't even know who's in it. You're going to put me on the spot. I'm going to start.
They haven't even named anybody. They only put like 7 in there. We don't even know who's in it.
Becky Lynch.
There you go. How about the men's?
And the men's, is Brock in it?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, he's in it.
If he's in it, then I'm picking Brock.
All right, I like it. Brock Lesnar. You ever had a fight with Brock Lesnar? You ever had a run-in with Brock Lesnar?
I ran into him, yeah.
Okay.
But never fought him.
I'd like to see that fight. That would be,
I promise you that.
That'd be beef hitting beef right there. A lot of shit going down right there.
You can throw a lot of people, but I could take it,
Absolutely, man. BPW. Let's talk a little bit more about this facility. You're going to be doing Evil Intent on Sunday. What's the plan, game plan-wise? Are you going to be trying to do a show every month?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are going to run the final Sunday of every month. So it's pretty easy to remember. We're the last Sunday of the month. And our next one is, again, February 26th with Tyson Kidd and Jacob Fatu. They'll both be here. After that, it's, again, the final Sunday of every month. And we're just rocking it, man. I want to surround my kids and all my students with the best talent and the best quality of talent around. I want to give them the platform to take off, and not just run around these indies and work one show a month for a couple of years and say that you had a great career. You know what I mean? I want them to have
I know about that. I had 50 matches. I never got paid more than $5 to $10.
I want them to have a serious go at this thing. I want them to have an opportunity to really reach for their dreams.
I gotta say, they look happy, man. Everybody in this picture looks ecstatic to be in that building.
And we had a bunch of our guys, at the Philadelphia show at the end of the year. And a lot of those guys, it was their first time ever performing in ECW arena. You know what I mean? So it was just like, and we had a lot of guys. We sent 16 people to the WWE over the summer, for tryouts and extra work and stuff like that. So this is a true gateway. And look at D-Lo in that picture. That's me and D-Lo right there. That was from the D-Lo seminar.
Awesome, man. Like I said, everybody looks so happy in this picture. And it's going to be great because you're going to have so much talent coming out of here. Everybody's going to be coming to you for recruitment, man. I mean, AEW is going to be in Pennsylvania, Philly all the time. WWE is going to be there. There's all kinds of other independents. So the opportunities you're going to give to these kids and the kids to keep coming, and not even kids. These kids come to your school as kids and they leave men, women, adults.
We get all kinds of guys too. We get day one guys. We get, 10-year, 15-year vets. And we even get guys that coming out of retirement who are just like, holy shit.
They want to bump again. They want to get back into it.
We've never seen anything like this, and we have to be a part of it. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing. I look at us like we're Division I. We are truly Division I, a wrestling academy. You know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy when you told me the building holds.
Low budget about our performance center. There's nothing low budget about our shows.
What's the max capacity of the building?
Of the building? All right, so typically, What are wrestling centers in a strip mall, right? We're the whole strip mall.
Okay.
The whole strip mall.
So I can really come to your school, get a massage,
get
a workout, get a tan, get a haircut, take a bump.
Yes.
That sounds great. great, man. How much does it cost to sign up? Because I've been thinking about getting back into management. That's my goal.
Yeah,
I want to be a manager.
So Battlefield is a $500 deposit. You got to come with your physical. You know what I mean? You got to come proper and prepared.
If I just want to be a manager, I don't want to do the flippity dippity. I'll take a Frankenstein.
You're going to get in the ring? You need a physical?
Yeah, I'll get in the. I'll do the 3-month training.
I need to know your limits.
Okay.
One, as a trainer, I need to know your limits to prepare you to be as safe as you can be.
Yeah, let's give the breakdown for anybody that wants to do a sign.
Physical? I can't put you in blind. So yeah, it's a physical, and $500 deposit, and after that it's $289.99 a month.
Plus tax.
No tax. $289.
No tax. All right, I like it. And what's the training like? 2 days a week?
Right now we're twice a week, and we have a third day. So we have 2 days, Tuesday and Friday always, and we have what you call flex day, which is open ring day during the week.
What's the flex day? Friday?
Flex is voted on by the class. So when we're at class on Tuesday, someone will be like, hey, can anyone come in tomorrow? Can anyone come in on Thursday? And then it's voted on, and then we run it. But we're moving into a bigger spot at the end of the month, in the beginning of next month, where we're going to put up more rings because we have too many students for our space right now. We're closing in on 50 students in 1 year of opening, and we're rocking.
It's crazy, man. What's the typical first day like for someone that's showing up there? Physical's clear. What are they doing? Just cardio till they puke? When's the first bump they're taking? Day 2?
They're puking. 100% they're puking. I'm like 95% success rate for any first timers. I mean, you could be a vet.
Oh, it don't matter. No. I told Brian Myers, I said, listen, I'll give you $3,000. Just give me the license to manage. I can take a bump right now. I'll take a bump anywhere, anytime. You can punch me in the face, hit me with a steel chair. It doesn't matter. Give me a mic. I'll cut a promo on you right now. All I need is one word. I'll give you a fucking paragraph. You need heat? I'll give you that. You want a show? I'll give you 2 minutes.
No, especially for us old school guys, man, because you're talking about who was my dad's manager.
Some of the best, man, in the business, man.
Exactly.
It's hard. It's hard.
Exactly.
But I've been watching a long time. But everybody out there, if you want to train, this is a school that you want to mess with, man. Battlefield Pro Wrestling. You can see the students there are ecstatic, and they're ecstatic for a reason because they're training in a quality facility that, is, in my opinion, probably top of the line in the country and safe. Who are the head trainers right now?
Me.
You are the one. Are you looking to get a second head trainer there?
Yeah. We'll get
Take
more.
a little work off that back.
In and trains. So I bring in a lot of my friends, a lot of outside talent. So we've had Tommy Suede come in. He comes in a lot to train. We've had Brian Kendrick in multiple times.
Oh, he's great.
We've had Jay Lethal come in to train. We've had Doc Gallows come in to train. Man, we're knocking them out. We've had D'Lo come in. We have Tyson Kidd coming in next month. So we're, it's I could only teach so much. I offer fresh input. Because something may be hitting a brick wall or something in your training with me, and then someone like Tyson may be able to break through to you and help you out on your journey. So it's the more knowledge you get. I like to say it's all ice cream. The more scoops of ice cream you put in your bowl, the better.
Is it still always get up to your right? That's all I want to know.
That's right. Always to your right.
Okay, as long as it still get up to your right.
Always to your right.
Who gave you this right here? Was it by your students? Were these your first students?
That was my students. Yes, my students gave me that bell. That was my Christmas present from them.
That's a nice touch, man. It's a beautiful facility. I can't wait to come down and visit you and check out all the shows. I think you're going to build a large
You got to come this Sunday. I
am going to attempt to come this Sunday. I got to move.
Talking about it. All the talk is about the Battlefield right now. Everybody's shook. All the promoters are scared. They don't know what's happening. I'm telling you, man, the takeover is real.
I think a lot of people are going to be intimidated by what you're doing over there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
We're going to do it together with a lot of good people, a lot of like-minded people. We're going to do it together.
I mean, look at all these newscasters. I mean, they're obviously something's going on. If you got all these people coming out, they want to talk to you. They're putting you on the news.
That was last week. We'll be featured in the newspaper tomorrow in the Times News.
Beautiful.
We're rocking, man.
Look at this place. It's huge.
Yes. Yep.
It's huge.
And we're constantly upgrading. We just built a brand new entranceway for this show. And yeah, I'm excited.
Man, it looks sick. It looks like something that everybody needs.
In
to
that
take
show
a
right
photo
there, we have already doubled
capacity on that.
ticket sales of that last show. We've already doubled that in pre-sales.
It looks insane, man. I'm so proud of you and everything you've done, and just the fact that you're just continuing to pay it forward, bringing out just legends probably out of some of these kids. We don't know what's going to happen, but I can imagine the training they're going to get there is going to be very rewarding in the long run, and you're probably going to put a lot of people in a lot of good situations for financial success, for fame, and I hope all that comes back to you 100-fold, because you are a real one and you deserve everything you got coming to you. And I think 2023 is going to be your biggest year yet. You have so many promising things on the horizon, and just keep at it. I'm going to be supporting you. I'll be hyping up your matches all year long. I'm going to make it out. I promise you I will make it out to you at least 4 or 5 of your shows this year.
My man.
Can't promise you that more than that because I live in New York. It's a hike. Sometimes I work on Sundays.
Best part about Battlefield, man, our shows are at 5 and we're done by 7.
I like it. I can
stick to the script. We're in and out.
I can do that, man. I mean, maybe if you put me on as a manager after I get through your training, maybe then I'll have a reason to come out there 4 times a week, maybe.
Yeah, man, come on.
Or maybe I'll just buy a house out there, man, because this New York prices is wild.
New York.
So you said you're coming to New York next month?
Yeah, we'll be in next month.
What are you doing a show?
Yeah, I'm for Outlaw.
For Outlaw, got you.
Outlaw on the 9th. I'm wrestling Dirty Fandango.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well, remember, man, that night I got you food. Greek food, Italian food, whatever you want, man. You like Greek food?
Of course.
What do you like? What is your favorite food, by the way?
Food on my plate.
All food, okay. And what do you like? The last question, because I know you've been here for a while now. What do you like to do for fun when you're not kicking ass, training people?
Man, when I'm not fun is wrestling.
That's it. That's life.
Programming and thinking about what's next for the battlefield and how to grow the battlefield. That's what's fun to me.
You got the passion in you. You got the bug right now, because there's a wrestling bug, and then there's like a whole training promoter, booker. Because now you're doing everything. You're basically Vince McMahon now. You're doing a little more than Vince, because Vince wasn't taking those bumps.
Yeah, well, Vince took some bumps, just not as.
Oh yeah, he definitely took some bumps, man. Absolutely, he's probably still taking some right now. Matter of fact,
that's right.
Linda McMahon probably whooping that ass. All right. Alpha, I appreciate you being here. If you want to hang out a second, I'm just going to do the little outro, and I have a little convo with you. But everybody, thank you so much for joining us here with Alpha Jr. He's the man. Make sure you check out Battlefield Pro Wrestling. All the links are in the bottom of the page. Buy tickets now. There's not many left. And we'll catch you here next time. And you're always welcome here anytime you got an open invitation. If you ever want to just interrupt my show and just promote something, because we're growing here in the Savage Kingdom.
I might just do that.
Anytime. I got you. And on my TikTok.
Maybe we'll get the Philadelphia Playboy to call in and hang up.
I'm semi-viral on TikTok. I got 15K.
Awesome.
Playboy was just playing games with us tonight, all right? Let's be honest. He was playing games with us. We're out of here. Everybody have a good night. Thank you so much for joining me. It was an honor to have you on here, man. I love you, and good luck to everything you do this year, man. And the rest of your life.
What are you doing?
I'm excited.
That's it.
Nice
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live at the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.